Oh shit! Oh, sneeze. Maybe not. Um, yeah, DoorDash. I really didn't like the idea of ordering food through Grubhub and DoorDash and all these other uh, venues, establishments. This is kind of weird. Like, it's good though. It's good though. My first order with Grubhub. Uh, I don't like the names really. Names are corny to me. But there's been some things happening here that I don't feel comfortable leaving. Uh, my area doesn't provide a lot of options for transportation and delivery, so it's just kind of like either adapt or die. Pretty like I ain't gonna die, but you know, I'd have to say I'm pleasantly surprised. I get a call. Um, I let him know it was my first time using it. Maybe that helped a little bit. Excuse me. But uh, even though it's only 7 miles away and it's basically a straight shot on the highway, cross a bridge, and then you're on a main road, so it's real easy delivery. Um, with that being said, it's a real easy delivery, but there is someone who's supposed to be my friend. There is a person that he does this for a living. He is a cab driver. It's not like I have a personal chauffeur, but at the same time, I thought there was this relationship, like where it was more than just a client and a cab driver, because he doesn't really have anyone over him here. Like the people that are over him, uh, they're upstate, like they're very far away. So he basically does what he wants, and seeing as how he does what he wants, he could possibly like, hey, you're my buddy, get a ride off of me damn near every day. Try to make, even if I have a few stops, I try to coordinate my stops to where I'm not zigzagging through town. It's like pick me up, go to this place. I might go across the street or something. Okay, well, $5 added on to that. So it's a $20 trip across the bridge. If you cross that bridge, it's $20. Crossing that bridge has to cross back. If I'm just going through a drive-through, if I'm just ordering Chick-fil-A, which is what I got, I kind of don't care if I piss people off because I'm pissed off. And I'm being very vague in my description. And he's pretty much like he kind of forces people to show alliance, like allegiance, like You get in the car, you see another company's cab, you're like, oh, you fuck them, blah blah blah. And it's almost like I feel if I'm to call the other cab company, I'm almost like being a traitor. But I guess I fell into a false sense of security, thinking like, he's my buddy, I'm not gonna ask him to do shit for free, but I kind of do think like, with friends, you try to go a little bit above and beyond. Like when I have him pick me up and shit, uh, I'm not thinking of him as just a cab driver. I wouldn't just call a cab driver and ask him like, like why do they give a fuck about my dogs? But this dude, knowing my mom, knowing the dogs, thought maybe I thought maybe there would be more of an interest instead of I don't want to deal with you today. I'm gonna put you on ignore. But yeah, my point being is like I don't know. So I ordered Chick-fil-A. Excuse me. This would have been a $40 round trip. Blah blah blah. Would have been a $40 round trip for less than 15-mile round trip. If he's taking me somewhere and it's just gonna be like, going to Chick-fil-A, drive through, back home. So crossing that bridge anyway. If I'm supposed to be a friend, uh, multiple days in a week, five, four, more days in the week, I'm calling for a ride, as opposed to when I'm not calling for a ride. Done the math, and if it's like $100 a week, it's like $5,000 a year. I kind of assume most of his regulars pay about the same. So thinking $5,000 a head. It's been like this for a couple years. So get all that money and you can't put it back in the business as far as like hiring another driver or something. Like I I'm trying to piece everything together too. Because when I do the math, math, I hate math. Not everyone that gets in that car pays $5,000 a year, but I'd say about half of them do. You're thinking I've probably seen 10, 15, 20 people. It's like $100,000. If he's got 20 regulars, they're paying about the same I'm paying, give or take. Some days more, some days less, some weeks more, some weeks less. And you can't fucking you can't take into you can't take into consideration that one of your regulars is in a wheelchair. It's hard for them to get up in a truck base. I mean, if I was getting paid $100,000 a year, 50 to $100,000 a year, I would probably take those things into consideration. Because after a while, it gets frustrating. it gets frustrating to pay someone and just constantly hear them bitch about like, oh, but I don't know. I'm just getting things out and kind of just stacking up my videos, stacking up my minutes, smoking a cigarette, about to eat. So I got what was it? I think three sandwiches, two regular, one spicy. They had a spicy chicken sandwich coupon. I don't think I've had the spicy chicken sandwich from there. I'm almost like trying to like figure out like which one I'm gonna eat. I think I'm gonna eat the regular one. Save the spicy for later. Ow. So I got three sandwiches, two macaroni and cheese. Macaroni and cheese at Chick-fil-A is pretty good, really. Uh, a chicken noodle soup. That was my mom's request. But I got her a sandwich too if she wants it later. So like I can have one now. I can have one for later. Probably have the spicy for later. She can eat the other sandwich. So, but I am trying to process like some of these things. Like, who the fuck wouldn't take someone across the river for 10 minutes worth of time for fucking $50? I mean, to me, it's like kind of like that's overkill. You know, if you're just going through a drive-through and you're trying to compete with DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, what have you, you know people have these options. You know they'd rather kind of help out someone they know, but at the same time, like I can't go broke. Like just like he can't come and pick me up for free. Like I can't pay $50 just to go across the fucking river. Unless it's unless I'm going to Walmart or something and I'm gearing up. Make that one trip in a week and that ain't too bad. But I would be getting dropped off at that time. I would be getting dropped off at that time. Uh and be picking back up. And it's the same rate. Like honestly, you probably drive further out for less money if you're staying in town. But just cause you're crossing that bridge, like you got to come back over. And if you're gonna be friends with someone, you know, I understand if I'm going over the river, dropped off, then you have to go back over there and pick. Okay, yeah, 20, it seems fair. But what doesn't seem fair is just for 10 minutes worth of that time to have to spend close to $50. That's just looking at a few things and I'm weighing my options and I kind of realize how certain things are when I thought they were different. And it leads me to survey other options. Then I see, like, wow, I'm actually saving money doing this. And what the fuck do people expect? You know, if I got this DoorDash and it was just like a complete fucking like, it took them an hour and a half. And my food got here cold. Blah blah. Okay, well, I might not get DoorDash again. But when someone's supposed to be my friend, and technically, like, who the fuck would know? Even if they have a tracker or whatever, like, I live right by a red light. So, like, what harm would it be possibly just to be like, okay, well, just tell other people I dropped you off, but, it's no big deal for me to drop you. Lives, like, pretty damn close. Passes my house multiple times in a day. And I live right by a red light, so even if they do have a fucking tracker and they're like, which that's not doesn't happen. They ain't watching him that hard. Where they're gonna be like, "Oh, you stopped at this red light for 45 seconds." How the fuck would they know? So like, if people are very loyal to the point that they almost refuse to call other services, wouldn't you want to keep customers like that? Yeah, technically he's missing out on 20 extra bucks, but missed out on, you know, missing out on decent amount of money. Just providing the service that supposedly he provides, but call him up and sometimes it's like, this is your job, this is your livelihood, this is your money, this is your food. Yeah, acting like people are like almost a problem for lack of a better word. Like, wouldn't you want to like find ways to like, we all have money problems, but would you want $0 in a day, or would you want 20, 25 bucks in a day for doing the same shit, for traveling the same distance, basically, possibly even less of a distance? I'll say this, if I go to Cold Grove Giovanni's, it's 5 up, 5 back. Okay, well, that's more miles than it would have taken to go to Chick-fil-A. But if you take me to Chick-fil-A and I'm willing to pay that $20 just to go there and back, I'm not willing to pay 40. Like, why would anyone just, oh yeah, I don't understand that. Like, wouldn't you want to like try to think of some things to like make it easier for people and help out the people you call your friends, and I initially called, didn't get an answer for whatever reason. Maybe someone watches these videos and then they take a few words out of context and, oh my god, he said this and he said it on a video on the internet, even though he's such a fucking loser that no one's really gonna see it, but he said it. Yeah, I'm saying it. Like, it's kind of a ripoff to fucking like charge people you're supposed to be friends with, loyal customers, a base that fucking like help promote this service. Because some people were ignorant about this service. That's how I found out about it. Was waiting on one cab company, and a lady kind of like, seeing that I was having problems with transportation, like, hey, here's a card. It's like very word of mouth. Um, like, wouldn't you want to keep people like, instead of going somewhere in town or possibly even having him do the delivery? I'm like kind of almost forced after some recent events to seek other avenues of transportation. Um, you know, uh, when I seek other avenues of transportation or delivery, I realize like, I can get what I want for less money. It's kind of a better service, honestly. Wouldn't you want to keep people in your camp? Like that's what I'm tripping on right now. These past few days where weird shit's happening, and I'm like, I have to question everybody around me in my real life. Like it's internet shit, this drama bullshit. I really don't let that affect me too much. If it's not in my real life, like what? Who cares? But like in my real life, I'm like tripping out because like how does this person view me? How much money do they think I have? I don't have a lot of money. I have enough money to eat some good food. And I'm using food as a drug a lot recently. Just get depressed, eat. You know. But just to like, just today, this example of, I call to go unanswered, which, it happens. It happens. Maybe it's cause of the storm. I hope nothing happens. But, uh, maybe when I was frantic Friday night about my dogs, instead of fucking, 15, 30 minutes and over 2 hours, just like, I could have called back a few times and been like, hey, everything all right? You didn't answer, blah, blah, blah. They could have done that Friday night. If we're supposed to be friends, if it's just business client, okay, none of that shit matters. But to fully believe that someone's your friend, I'm not saying they never did anything nice. They have done some nice things, but goddamn, if you're getting paid $5,000 by me specifically per year for not a lot of time. It's not like, it's not like I'm fucking with this dude 24 hours a day. I might be with this dude on a day where I'm running a lot of errands, maybe an hour, but then the next day, probably not going to call because, So averaging out per day, not with him a lot of time. I think Monday I contacted him. I might have been 20, 25 minutes, going into a store. And instead of being bitch made, like, oh, well, just drop me off and come back and pick me up after you pick this person up that's like right by here. Take him down the other end of town and just zigzag. Yes, I won't be long. If you want, I won't be long. I can run in. Yeah, instead of being like, oh, just, go do that run and pick me back up. No, I'm thinking so he doesn't have to backtrack. So, Monday, I might have been eh, 20 minutes, 25 minutes with him. Well, not with him, but, dropping me off. I run into a store. Uh, I go basically just a block away. That's still five more. Yeah, so this is the thing I'm talking about. It's just, man, it's kind of ridiculous. So, what's that average out to? What's today? Wednesday? What's my age again? So, see, today 0 minutes. Tuesday 0 minutes. Monday, how long was that? 20, 25 minutes. So let's just say 25 minutes. over 3 days. That's 8 minutes. 8 minutes a day. I mean, it's just basic math, really. When you break it down, it's just basic math. When the math doesn't add up, what the fuck's going on? But I honestly do, like, I would like to think that people are genuine, and when they say they're my friend, they're really my friend. But things like this, it's just, you taking advantage of this friendship. I don't know. Sometimes I might say certain things on here just because I know there's a couple few people like keeping tabs on me. And if they just go run and tell, like, oh my God, he said this, maybe I'm saying some things to throw people off my track. So, before you just go run and tell people, like, oh my God, think about that. Think about the fact that people watch me because their lives suck so much. I really feel sorry for people that fucking, like, if you get entertainment out of pestering me and fucking just basically spying on me. I know spying is a weird word to use in this fashion because I'm willingly putting myself on here and I'm saying the shit knowing I'm recording myself. Maybe I might have to throw people off my track a little bit, especially when I see enemies in this vehicle. Especially when that enemy was responsible for taking money out of my pocket and food off my plate. Shit, what's her name? What's up, Jeanette? Her family is basically wishing death upon my mom. There's just been a few things that have to make me look at my life a little bit different. I do add a lot. I do add a lot, for better or for worse. Sometimes I think I just stress people. Yeah, I do stress people out probably, but you pay me no mind. What stress am I? If you got what you wanted and you're not involved in our life anymore, and I don't bother you, and I don't come on your property, what the fuck does it matter? If I feel a certain way or speak out against some things, it's not like I'm telling people, go harass these. I don't do that. I just like kind of think out loud with some things. But when I look at it objectively, and I try to put my shoes in those feet, I try to put my feet in those shoes. Uh, Sometimes I think I have a form of dyslexia. I don't know. But yeah, when I try to put my feet in those shoes, and I'm like, would I do that? You know, would I possibly try to help out a loyal customer who I told, we're friends, and actually, like when he left for like a week and just left everybody who depended on him for rides and paid, he's kind of forcing them to show allegiance against another cab company. Really the problem is with my town. That's where the true problem lies. Uh, all the senior citizens, all the people that are handicapped in my area, they're just gonna fucking put a sidewalk on top of the flood wall and put a pretty dome on the Capitol building, but they can't fix the roads. So when I did drive, you drive for like a month and your car is fucked up because you hit these fucking crater-sized potholes. To grow up in a fucking town that just boil water advisory every fucking week. Not far from here, fucking the tap water's flammable from fracking. That's some real shit. That's some real shit. Like if anyone sees that on YouTube or the internet or whatever, you see these people like flick their lighter when the tap's running, and it's just it ain't that bad where I live, but sometimes you run the tap water and it just smells like chemicals. Sometimes it's off color. Yeah, it's nothing I'm making up. I mean, you could look back in the late '90s, mid '90s, and it's like every fucking week it was like a boil water advisory. Like, no wonder there's so many toothless fucks, and we're just drinking poison, bathing in poison. So I don't feel my town has been sufficient enough to provide certain things for its citizens. I'm not saying they should have this free service of, just provide a service where we can pay. It shouldn't be that big of a deal, I don't think. For a capital of a county, for all these people just acting like their shit don't stink and like they're perfect, and dude, this town ain't perfect. You had that fucking episode of HGTV where there was supposed to be a town makeover. Like, hey, I think one of the main things about that town makeover could have been like, get us better water, get us some transportation. Like, yeah, it's sad that there isn't really any parks here, but there used to be. Who was responsible for taking the parks that were here away? Oh, we want to have these high profile buildings and we want to have these high profile parks to bring in people with money. You think these people with money are going to want to fucking invest in a shithole like Ironton, Ohio? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. It's just like if I'm going to have a friend pick me up and charge me $40 to go to Chick-fil-A, which is 7 miles away. It just happens to be across the river. Yeah, you couldn't maybe like let me slide on the return trip because you have to come back over that bridge anyway. And if I'm just going through a drive-through, it's done like that. What harm would it be to be like, let's let's make believe you aren't with me? I get it if someone's like calling for the first time or just calls every once in a while. Like, how much would it be to go over the bridge and back? Well, 20 up, 20 back. Sorry. But for someone like me, and I really don't want to say it like that, but just everything that all the variables that add up to this equation, you know, say he doesn't have any fares. He has to drive by my house anyway. And I'm willing to pay that hiked up charge just to go 5 to 7 miles away. What harm would it be to keep me content, to keep me loyal, to just like, uh, I have to go here anyway. You're my friend. You're a very loyal customer. Let's just make believe you're not with me on the return trip. I'll just charge you, 20, 25 bucks. You know, what? It's beyond me. And I kind of have to like digest this information and analyze it. One, to make better choices. And also just to realize for myself, just because someone says something doesn't mean that they truly feel that way. And that hurts. That fucking hurts. And to know there's competition. And I will put this out there. If someone wants to make a little bit of extra money, if you really know me, if you know me in real life, uh, offers on the table. Fair warning, fair warning. If it does come to it, when, when or if there is someone that comes and provides some transportation, if I'm gone and I come back and the dogs are gone, I may call you up and be like, hey, could you pick me back up or could you keep an eye out and contact me? Like, I'll let you know ASAP if we get the, I'm very good at that as far as letting people know like what's going on. But I mean, if you signed up for his job, you provide this service. It's nothing special just for me. You tell people like, oh, 15, 30 minutes, and you're waiting damn near 2 hours over something pretty fucking important to me. It just kind of feels like a smack in the face. Like I really like, it's not just once, not just twice, at least over 3 times this has happened. Of like, dude, this is vital. This is vital. Like, fuck the bullshit. This is very important to me. I thought if it's important to me and I'm important to you, it, do you want fucking money or not? Do you want fucking money or not? Because it's getting to the point where I'm finding other avenues of transportation, other delivery options. You know, I am able to walk and ride my bike. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want it to be like, I only call once every couple weeks. That's what it's kind of. That's what it's kind of coming to. I think it's just I'm gonna change my schedule. I'm gonna change my habits and just make it to where like I don't have to call. Maybe every once in a while. And when that time comes, that's mainly just gonna be because mom has to go somewhere. So I'll have mom call. And if you want to basically deny service to another loyal customer and to another friend, supposedly, you can tell her no. You can tell her to fuck off. You can tell her that she's annoying. That ain't on me. But for someone that would sing praises about people, at the same time, yeah, I'll sing praises, but at the same time, I'll be real about it. something happens just once or twice, then like, shit happens. But when it happens three or more times, and it's kind of like, why are you lying to me like I'm your friend when you're really not acting like my friend? You're just acting like some other fucking business schmuck. Have that mentality of like, oh yeah, put up the Radisson and fucking charge $200 a night when you could get a fucking cheaper hotel in Columbus or something. It just doesn't make fucking sense. Like, why would anyone come down here and fucking spend that much goddamn money? It's retarded. Oh, we gotta bring these people in with money and dude, they ain't spending money here. They might spend money on their business account to stay here for a few days just because they have to. Do you really think fucking people are gonna look around this town and be like, yeah, no. Anybody that knows better would not. Hopefully that'll change, but, if it's gonna change, like, just like I got off drugs. I was heavy into drugs to the point that, like, it was close to overdose, like a fatal overdose, just from taking so much shit. Like, maybe not so much shit in one night, which I did that a lot too, but, you know, you can have like kind of a retroactive overdose, kind of like, you're taking shit so habitually and it just builds up in your system and your fucking kidneys, and you know you get toxic, you get septic. So just like I changed a lot of shit, I look in the mirror and like, this is a problem, I need to change it. I think my town needs to do that. Instead of crying on Home and Gardens television, instead of just acting like we're better than other people when we're not. Uh, Instead of missing out on all these business deals, and instead of having like a Target or a Walmart here, which yeah, that's how desperate we are. Like a Target or a Walmart would be like something like, hey, let's go to Target for the weekend. Get this big ass fucking empty building, Ironton Hills, for people that wonder what I'm talking about. Like, what's BW3's doing right now? A fucking business revolving around indoor service, TVs, interaction with the trivia shit and whatever. No one been doing that for a year. And we already got a bar like that called the End Zone. Say what you will about the End Zone, I don't really like that place, but hey, it's just like B Dubs. So why does this small ass town need something like, doesn't make sense. That wasn't wise. That's not going to help out the community. Like, we already got the end zone. So why do we need a second end zone? Or B dubs, whatever. Wouldn't it be better to have like a shopping complex in there where people could like have more jobs? Yeah, Walmart, Target may not be the best jobs, but at least citizens could go there. And possibly if we had a Target, this is like my thinking is there's a Walmart across the river. So no one's going to come from Ashland to come over here to go to Walmart. But maybe they would if they had a Target and that building was big enough to put some kind of shopping center in there. You know, I'm just using Walmart and Target as like examples. But it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'm kind of fed up with some things. Like, it's just, there's nothing here. There's fucking nothing. If you don't come from a rich family, if you don't have a job with the court, your options are limited. I know lots of people with college degrees that struggle to find employment because they have to leave. They can find jobs, but they're other places. So I don't know. But DoorDash, yeah. I was frustrated, dude. Like I ain't too pissed about it anymore, but well, actually, I am kind of pissed about it because, like I said, it kind of hurts when you realize like people are acting like they're your friend, but I don't know, really, kind of don't act like it. This has to be the spicy one, right? Yeah, it's red mace. Yeah, this has to be the spicy one. It doesn't smell too spicy. Um, so DoorDash, I have zero complaints about that. Uh, this is like a treat, really, because as I've stated with the transportation problems, this being so close, but technically like it's across the river, so it's a $40 round trip. To be able to get this at a $7 charge, oh god, I'm pretty pumped about that. If that kind of cuts in to someone's finances, that's why I'm kind of like, um, that's why I'm kind of trying to process through these thoughts. Like, say I let them know, which I have let them know. I was like, shit was kind of crazy there for a few days, and I got McDonald's through Grubhub, so I wouldn't have to leave the house. So I could put up some cameras, test them out. I wouldn't have this bullshit. Like, even if the dogs do bust out, if I'm here, I know they bust out, and I get them real quick. I'm not gone and wondering, like, how long they've been gone, whatever. I mean, we can get it to where medication's mailed here. Me personally, I'm kind of old school. I'd just rather deal with this shit like in person and the archaic ways. But if it's a big headache and I kind of feel like I'm being a hassle just because I'm offering to pay for a ride, they provide this service. Oh God, that's good. I honestly kind of felt bad a little bit about having to feel that I have to find other avenues. And if other people want to act like, oh, can't help him out once because, he'll just call and pester us. Well, it was someone I talked to over the weekend. They helped a little bit with the dogs. I had problems to where I could, like, yeah, I could call and pester people, but, I'm not going to do that unless you open yourself up for that. If, say, someone comes over here and there's like, call me if you need anything. It's no, fear's like out and about. You like, if I see your dog in my yard, I'll walk it over. Okay, thank you. That's it. And I'd still kind of feel bad, even, if it happened day after day after day, which it has been happening day after day after day, but I'm trying to figure out why it is happening day after, And it's kind of weird. I had my dog's reactions on here yesterday. It was right around 3 p.m. And then today, nothing. Like maybe someone who's been doing some shit saw that. Maybe they realized like I'm kind of getting hit to what's going on a little bit. Uh, but yeah, I honestly felt a little bad. Like, man, I don't want to call anybody else. I don't want to give my money to anybody else. Like, if my mom wasn't here and it was just me, I'd eat rice and beans and tortillas, But since, like, I'm trying to use food as a drug, like just comfort food that'll make you feel good, get some fried chicken, get some lasagna, just pizza. And instead of just frozen pizza, get the pizza, like Little Caesars pizza. But I honestly, like, felt bad. Like, I don't want to give other people my money. But then to feel kind of almost forced to seek other options, then to use these options and be like, this is better. What do you expect people to do, man? What do you expect people to do? Uh, yeah, I actually eat. Hmm. I actually do eat. Yeah, I really do. It's real feeling real conflicted right now. You know, at first I felt kind of like guilty that I'm questioning one's intent or possibly like just whatever, you know. But me questioning that intent led me to seek out other options. And I kind of almost feel like, it's like it's better. Even if I don't want to admit it, I'd be dumb if I didn't admit it. And I think the only way to get through to some people is just if they're benefiting from knowing you, just to cut ties. If they're real friends, hopefully they'll understand that sometimes, like, it's tough to even figure ourselves out. That's me or anyone. Oh, man. But I know from experience, one way to get through to people is if they benefit from knowing you, just cut ties. If they show some interest again, give it a day or two before they try to get you to a point where they're making money off of you again. If it's a real friend and they just they just like to have it be like where it's peaceful and no one's wishing ill will on anybody else and it ain't about profiting off knowing you, then maybe down the road, and this has happened in the past, maybe down the road can just we're gonna see each other and be like, hey, what's up, dude? How's things going? Hope it's going well. Blah blah blah. Or is it gonna be like, oh, you got a job? You working? Like, I got some work for you. Like, dude, no. Like, what the fuck? What's up, Joey? I don't know, man. I'm just trying to process all this shit. Like, kind of almost like don't want like I don't want to enjoy this sandwich, but goddamn it, I am. And if it just costs $7 as opposed to 40 to get this here, and if I try to explain this to someone like, hey, would you rather make 20 or zero? It's not like you're driving a half hour away. It's like a 10-minute trip. You'll drive further away in town as opposed like, oh, you cross that bridge, it's $20. Okay, well if it has to be 20, I guess it's got to be 20. But you're really gonna charge me that other 20 just cause, like, even though you could just act like, you know, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'm just trying to understand it. God damn. Whatever the case is, like maybe I'll completely burn this bridge with some of the things I've been discussing recently in the past couple few days. But hey, I wouldn't have these doubts if during a day where important shit was going on, I wasn't told, oh, 15, 30 minutes. It's over 2 hours. I'm trying to keep people updated and what's going on. Sharing information with the fucking meth head who trespassed and assaulted me on my property. I mean, there's multiple things that have to make me question this. And to be able to get one of my favorite foods delivered here for only $7, if I tip a little bit on top of that, it's still less than 40. More than likely, it's still going to be less than 20. You're trying to explain this to someone, like, if you're already going to fucking pass my house, if you have to cross that bridge back anyway, how big of a fucking deal would it be just to be like, oh, I dropped him off and I ran back home real quick? This has nothing to do with Uber, by the way. Like, if someone may see this and they don't understand the dynamic of my town, like, it's not Uber. Like, it's like a cab company, straight up. And it's not Sureway, just so people don't get confused. I think a lot of people in my town have complaints about Sureway, but, you know, I'm not talking about Sureway. Say what you will about Sureway. At least when they do pick you up. And if you do run through a drive through for just like a couple minutes, they don't charge you $5 for that. They charge you $2. That's another thing I think's kind of foul. Say what you will about people, but goddamn, dude, like you got all these people in your camp, very loyal people, sometimes desperate, and I think that's a problem with it. Is they realize they're kind of desperate. I am desperate, like for transportation. To have people bank on that and halfway take advantage of that, just and then to just like charge some people, but not charge other people. Then I'm one of these people that is getting charged. If I wasn't lied to on Friday, I wouldn't even be seeking these other options. And that kind of sucks because I wanted to believe I had a good friend. And I guess at one time when he didn't get big headed and before I helped promote him a lot, like for real, man. Some of this is my own fault, I do believe, because I was just trying to help out someone, like have them make more money. They said they wanted that to share things that go on in my life, just because I think it's more than just a client business relate. I thought we were friends. Hmm. Ooh, I love Chick-fil-A. I wish they made like real fried chicken. I mean, this is real fried chicken, but not a sandwich is what I mean. You just get a bone-in breast or drumstick. Seasoning they use, I don't know. It's really good. I like it. But say what you will about Sherway, they probably do some good things. They probably do some bad things, just like any business. But at least I know this from experience, even recently. At least when they do pick you up and say like, "Hey, I'm taking this trip there, then I'm coming back home, but in the middle, could I run through a drive-through?" Like, okay, well, it's five up, five down, and $2 or $3 for the stop in between. And sometimes when you get a cold driver, they might even just like then to tell your friend about it, like, hey, I had to take Sherway the other day, and they're only charging a couple few dollars for a stop. Hint, hint. I kind of feel like a bitch for that, and that's not loyal just to save a couple dollars. But just like my little bit of money every day equates up to $5,000 to $10,000 a year. It's not near 10,000, but it's five. It's at least five. And I'd say a lot of people give him about $5,000 a year annually. Drop all these hints of like, if you weren't so cool, I just sorry. I mean, just like he's got to make money, I got to manage and make money too. And to save a few dollars each day, that equates to hundreds and thousands of dollars a year. Okay, man. I gave a few chances. Like if I want to be a loyal customer, if I want to be a good friend, I ain't gonna jump ship over a couple bucks. But I will alter my schedule and I will find other avenues because of what happened Friday. You know, not really. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but even if I really don't think they had much to do with it, if anything. But again, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck's going on myself. But then almost be forced to try this Grubhub shit, this DoorDash shit. It was kind of sketched out at first, but it went fairly well. There was a delay at Grubhub, but I don't really think that was the driver's fault. That was just this is my first time ordering it, so like maybe there's a delay in processing or something. I don't know. But when the food got here, it was warm. Fries were hot. The people seemed all right. They had it sealed up. So I don't know. I heard some horror stories. Maybe they were bullshit, trying to get people to like, oh, you don't want to do that. Just pay me and I'll run you up there. I got what I wanted here for $7 to $10. If I would have called and gotten a ride, done the same thing, my food would have been ice cold when it got here, and I know that from experience. Like even though I'm the one picking it up, for some reason it's so what does a person like me, you're kind of forcing my hand. So no longer am I going to have these trips where swing by here. I'll give you a few bucks because I like you. No, not anymore. And I kind of feel shitty like that because like it kind of makes me look like a bitch. But at the same time, like I can't be taken for a ride like that. No pun intended. I mean, goddamn, I love Chick-fil-A. And if I can get it here for $7 or $10, what would anyone else do? Like seriously, is you know, I mean, I tried to be as loyal as I could. And until I got lied to on several occasions, you know, if there's an issue with the dogs, like you don't want the dogs in your car, I get it. That's all you gotta say. Don't fucking lie to me and waste my fucking time for hours when I'm frantic. Yeah, I might be a pussy about my dogs, but I kind of, I don't respect anyone that's got pets that don't fucking view them as members of the family. If they're just a guard dog or if they're just a tool, then, fuck them. They shouldn't have pets. And if they feel that way, then I'm not going to trust them with my pets. So there's less money there for you. There might be a time when, like, hey, could you come down and walk? They got that WAG app. Not that I'd ever use that really, but what if it comes to the point where I am away, just like last time for a couple days, paid for them to come out or come down and take the dogs out. So my mom's not physically able to. There's more money you're missing out on. And honestly, with my anxiety, I have to kind of give myself these pep talks, and I have to think out loud about certain things. Now, I don't necessarily have to post it, but at the same time, uh, why not? Yeah, I'm just basically declaring my stance, so I can kind of give myself this pep talk. I can kind of like um, and just process through my options, weigh the positives, weigh the negatives. Is it better? Is it worse? Hmm. Uh, the past few times when I've gotten DoorDash and Grubhub, this is my first DoorDash order. I know, welcome to 2017. 17! But for real, man, like, what do people expect? What do people fucking expect? You're getting better service through another company, and we live in a capitalist society. You know, we don't live in this communist libtard fucking whatever the fuck. So just based on economics, I would be retarded if like, oh, I'm gonna pay $10 to go up to McDonald's when I can get Chick-fil-A here for $7. It kind of pisses me off. It honestly pisses me off to know how much money I fucking wasted just because I like someone. Like I'm simping out for, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm simping out. I'm simping out, dude. I don't know. I guess I live in this town where like people respect people that take advantage of other people for profit instead of providing an equal fair service. Instead of maybe having a meter, instead of maybe having a meter, so like everyone knows it's this equal rate for everyone. You just like pick and choose like who you charge $5 to go across the street for. You got someone like me trying to like give you hints about like, you're really gonna charge me $40 to go less than 10 miles away. I'll pay 20. It's kind of fair, I feel, but 40? No. Unless it's a life or death situation, which that's exaggerating. If um, I mean, it just honestly like I'm upset with myself for being too loyal. I really am. That's part of this. Uh, this ain't even that big of an issue. It's like I feel more betrayed than anything and taken advantage of. Just mm, to know what they've paid other drivers, and it's just almost like they take enjoyment out of only paying someone like $10 a day. Like, oh yeah, you can have my shit days. You can have these days where like nothing goes on, but you have to be on call, and you're only going to get $2 out of the five for each fare. No wonder no one wants to work for them. It's like I talked about Sherway. I've known one Sherway driver that jumped ship and jumped back over. I ain't hating on him. I would have done the same fucking thing. The grass looked a little bit greener on this side. This other place is gaining traction. Like, It's like I'm going through this process of, I have to adapt. They may have been thinking, well, before I'm out on my ass, I better adapt. And they adapted and they realized everything that glitters isn't always gold. So no wonder, no fucking wonder, can't find anyone else to drive for you except for retards. Oh, I can't have a gun. I'm a felon. I'm a felon. I'm a felon. No fucking wonder, man. Like, who in their fucking right mind would sign up for that? It's like, how could you possibly make any fucking money getting $3 a fare, or even 250? I don't. So in an hour, to be able to make $8, $9, you'd have to have like three fares an hour. That doesn't sound like a lot, but when you realize how small the town I live in, um, you're lucky if you get three fares in an hour. So to do a dangerous job, which being on the road is dangerous, I don't care who thinks like, oh, it's just driving. That's not work. You obviously have not driven for a job before. You get this thing. It's called road exhaustion. Like, you're hypnotized by the lines on the highway and shit. It's a dangerous job being out on the road. You never know who's texting on their phone and veering left of center, and you have to be aware not only what you're doing but what other people are doing. And if people are kind of putting their safety at risk for $5 an hour, no wonder, no wonder. God damn, man. Hmm. I don't know. I ain't saying I'm never gonna call this dude again. Maybe they'll never even see this, but I've processed these thoughts. I've talked it out, yeah, to myself, but I have multiple personalities, so yeah, it ain't just me. And actually, like some of the shit I'm saying, my mom feels the same way. If I'm gonna be responsible for her care and shit, I have to think about her wishes too. If it comes to the point where I'm just hollering at this dude like once a week, I guess that's what it's got to be. And if it comes to a point where I'm hollering at him zero, or maybe once a month or what have you, I was willing to basically every time I needed a ride to contact them. They get money, so if they don't want that money, I'll give my money to other people where I get better service. And if anyone who sees this is willing to possibly give mainly my mom a ride now, because it's getting to the point where I've already just in a couple days, like, you know, I can do what I want without him now. But as far as my mom's concerned, yeah, yeah, that's like the one thing. It's like, you know, she needs a ride to the pharmacy, or if she might need a ride to get a checkup or something, which those two things can be worked out too. And get medicine delivered here and get transportation for her through insurance. Hmm. Kind of forced my hand there. Yeah. If I wasn't lied to this past Friday, I wouldn't even be thinking this. I wouldn't even seek out other options. Whatever. So yeah, DoorDash. I don't know how good it is where anybody else is, but my first order went through without a hitch. Pleasantly surprised. Um, to be able to get Chick-fil-A here for $10, that's like almost making me nut my pants. But then I think if I would have called up someone who's supposed to be my friend and just been like, hey, I'm trying to get Chick-fil-A. It's understood that's a $40 round trip. To me, it's just like, why? Now I get it. If you're gonna take me somewhere, drop me off, then have to go back to the office. It's not really an office, but whatever. And then come back and get me. Yeah, I get the 2020, but you're supposed to take a friend through a drive-through. You're really gonna charge them $40? Doesn't seem right. Sorry for whoever came through just now, but I'm going on about an hour and a half on here. What's up, Warlord? I'm sorry, man. Like you come through sometimes, like, and I'm just basically ending it, but you didn't miss much. Like if I'm just gonna get on here and hang out and chill, uh, yeah, I'll message you. You're more than welcome to come through anytime, but I'm not gonna be. Oh, come through. Like I'm just bitching about shit. I don't want to do that to you. But yeah, I got DoorDash. I got Chick-fil-A here for $7. Well, I mean, I paid more than seven, but if I wanted to, I could have just paid seven. Get this, like someone who's a friend of mine who's a cab driver, they would have charged me 40. So like, what would you do? You know? Now I'm kind of salty, really. Like thinking about it, I'm kind of salty. Yeah, that's how I am with a lot of shit. You just randomly like this. This is very random. I just sat down and it's kind of had. I do this basically. I got stuff on my mind. It's a good way for me to get it off my chest and process through the thoughts. And if need be, I could just like, hey, you want to see my thoughts? Here's a link. I think it's some bullshit too, man. Especially when they live just a few blocks away. Like they pass my house every fucking day, multiple times. I'd be willing to pay 20. It's only 7 miles away, but we got to cross a bridge, and I guess as soon as you cross that bridge, it's like that's where the 20 comes in. But I mean, technically, like where we're friends, he could just act like I'm not coming back with him. Like, oh, I took him over there, dropped him off. And if you want to keep making money off of me, I'd say that'd be a wise thing. Like, don't be greedy and try to get that 40. Just be happy with the fact I'm willing to pay 20, maybe 30. Like, give a little tip or something, you know? thought it was some bullshit too. That's like kind of what hurts is to have someone who's acting like your friend, but then thinking about it, it's like they're kind of taking advantage of the situation. Like, but we live in this environment now where there's so many fucking options. I would think you'd want someone like me being loyal, willing to pay, instead of just getting greedy and trying to take him for like $40 to just go through a fucking drive-through that's 7 miles away. Holy fuck, man! Like what the fuck? Yeah, exactly. Like I'd be happy. Hey, put my feet in those shoes. I'd be happy with the 22. Like, oh, you gonna pay me 20, $25 for fucking 10, 15 minutes worth of my time? Hell yeah. You know the fuck. So if this shit didn't happen Friday, right? I wouldn't even be like forced to seek out other options. It's like some shit went down Friday. It just had to make me evaluate one, my schedule, and number two, the people I surround myself with. Because, I'm kind of close to a mental breakdown right now. But I'm used to being crazy, so it's all good. It's pretty normal for me. But man, I love fucking Chick-fil-A, dude. It's been a while since I've had it. And I just like recently downloaded DoorDash. It's like, I'll try it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. Yeah, the service. I know I like Chick-fil-A. But hey, it went through without a hitch. It got here quick. Got here fucking quick. So I guess that's money old dude's missing out on. Because now I know every day I want some food. I can get it here for cheaper and it will arrive better. Like even when I pick it up, it's like I don't know. He doesn't turn the heat on and his car is fucking cold, so then the food's ice cold. And anyway, um, I may get on here later, do like a little chat where I'm not. Like I said, you come through whenever you want. You're never not welcome. You're always welcome. But I'm not going to message you like I did yesterday when it's just me processing through thoughts. You know, but I may just do a chat where I'm just on here smoking or what have you later. But I am glad you come and check on me. I really am. Um, I messaged you also on Instagram. Just I guess they're doing that Juggalo Night Court on Patreon Saturday. Is it Saturday? That seems pretty interesting. I'd like to check that out. I don't really want to fucking do the fucking monthly thing though, because that's like the one thing I just want to see out of everything they've done. Last month, no, not last month, October, and this month, December. That's the main thing I want to see. Like, Hallow Wicked was cool how they did that, but I don't like those streaming concerts really. It just almost makes me sad. Like, it's cool for some other people, but me, it's almost like, man, I'm like jealous I'm not there. Yeah, I don't have it either. That Sons of Midnight dude, he's posting up a lot of shit though, like the day after. So maybe it'll be on there. Seems pretty interesting though. Should be kind of funny. Should be pretty entertaining. But yeah, I'm gonna hop off here, check out a few things around the house, let my doggies out to piss and shit again, and or dig up stuff, whatever they want to do. It's their world, not mine. Hey, stay